Welcome to Calling the Shots podcast with Paulie Walnuts. I am your host, Paulie. And you know what, folks? We're 7-2. How about that? Let's keep this thing upbeat. I'll try to be in and out as quickly as possible, man. But let me tell you something. Make sure to tune in to our earlier show this morning that Preston and I put together. It's called Pre-Games. Great show we had there. We had a lot of fun doing that this morning. But getting back to it, man, what a really solid performance. Don't let people tell you otherwise that Northwestern is just some mediocre team. They're a really solid football team. They have one of the best offensive lines in all of football. And on top of that, they have a great, I mean, I don't want to say great, but have a solid running game that causes a lot of issues in the Big Ten. And they compete and they hang with people. And that's the kind of victory that we needed right there. It was a well balanced attack. Our superstars are the ones that really make when they're going, this team goes, man, and that's the way it goes. Jaden, to me, you're always in a game with Jaden Mayava. And earlier in the year when I said that Jaden possibly, okay, he was a Heisman candidate or whatever, I had him picked to be up there. I did it because this is probably one of the weakest Heisman classes of all time. And it just goes to show you they're trying to put everybody and their mother up in there, and they refuse to give the boy from SC any kind of love, man, for that out there. But he still needs maybe a couple signature wins against Iowa and Oregon to put him in that category. But just the effort that he, I mean, just running that defensive lineman down like that, noticing that he wasn't carrying the ball properly, and to be able to knock that ball free is something I've never seen. I don't think I've ever in my lifetime ever seen a quarterback ever pull something off like that. I mean, it blows my mind. Blows my mind. Definitely changed the momentum of the game, and that was his moment, one of his moments right there. And I don't think enough people are even talking about that, but it was definitely go down in my memory bank as one of the best Trojan plays I've ever seen. And Jaden will always be one of my favorites, just because of the adversity he's faced, the doubt that people that have constantly they've surrounded him with nothing but doubt. Can he do this? He can't do that. He's not capable to read off our defenses. It was one thing after another, and he's done nothing but prove us wrong with that. And then you look at when Jacoby's finally right, then Makai's right. It's just the way it works. You look back at NFL duos, man, throughout times. When Reggie Wayne was playing great, Marvin Harrison was playing great. Vice versa. It just happens that way. And that's what we need. There's no one in the country that will be able to stop one of these guys. I mean, both of these guys at the same time. They're that good. They're that good. And I'm just happy that it looks like Jacoby's finally playing some of his best ball this season. Now that we're getting into the meat and potatoes of everything. But Abasari is the one that really his comment at the end of the game is what really made me think about my whole thing when it comes to this USC team and how they've been maturing and we're such a young team. And Abasari, obviously, what he's second year guy. He said he would, he goes, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of shocking at first, that their physicality and their strength, the way they came at us like that, and it just goes to show you how much they've improved as a team. They were willing, they took it on the chin, wiped that little bit of blood off, and then they came right back out. They made adjustments, and kudos. One of my lunch pail people, coach our players slash coaches of the day went to Danton Lynn on pre games this morning. I picked Danton because of him being able to rally that defense together, make the proper adjustments needed. It kind of reminded me a little bit of last year when Kamari was making big plays, stuff in the run. You saw Desmond shooting up the middle. You saw Conley get some hands on, full just some valuable experience. Sellis developing as well. Stewart, you look at these guys, they remind me of the 78 Trojans when you had it was a team filled with nothing but young players. Back then you couldn't play young guys. That you earned your spot and then that was it. But you look at the 78 Trojan team and Robinson, I'll never forget reading about it when he said, I had no idea what to do. I had these young kids that were so talented and I needed them. And and playing them was the best decision I ever made, in one of the best decisions I ever made in my career. And giving them that on the job training experience, whatever you want to call it, throwing them into the flames like that, man, it just made them better football players, and it catapulted, our us Trojans into just another level, with Marcus and Hobie Brenners, and you had Gray, and then you had who else was on that? Anthony Munoz was on that team. Dennis Smith at safety was on that team. They were just these young, hungry, talented kids, and they learned. They had their little growing pains. Ronnie Lott was another one on that team. They had their growing pains and they're learning just like we are right now. But I can tell you, you look at the way Stewart, Bricard, Salas, all these guys are going to be by the time they're juniors. It's going to be mind blowing, the development of these guys and the experience that they're going to have. And I'm loving every moment of it. And that's, hence the reason why I chose, the topic for my little video today was, why not us? Everybody wants to just dump dirt on us and say, well, this is it. This is all we're capable of doing. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we lose all 3 games, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I think we still have a chance. When this team is rolling and when they're balanced, there's this thing of ours is tough to stop, folks. You cannot deny the growth of this team anymore. You can't. You cannot deny it any longer. It's right in front of your face. It's happening. You're watching these young guys develop and this team come together. And who's to say that we think Jaden's going to go to the NFL right away? There's a chance he might come back. Who knows? Maybe Jacoby decides to come back. We just don't know that. We're so quick on dissecting and trying to predict things. How about just letting things play out the way they are, and then we take it from there? Because that's what I'm doing. And yesterday was the most fun I had. I said I'm going to set aside this day, and I'm going to enjoy watching Trojan football, and I'm enjoy these players, and I'm going to enjoy this Friday evening. And I had the best time. I really did. Boy, I just loved it. I love the way that there was no quit in them. They were ready to pop back, and they were, our defense. Yeah, we went back and forth for a little bit. I honestly did not panic at all. I feel that with what we have, we're always in a game. Even the 2 losses that we had, we were still there in striking distance and able to win those games if we could have pulled them off, we'd be this whole narrative would be so much different. But you know what? It is what it is. And I love the development of these football players. I love what Coach Riley's done. He's matured so much as a coach. And now that we have the backing and we have one of the best GMs, actually the best GM in college football, with the best staff out there, setting us up for the long run. And just believe it, guys. Believe it. Just stop being nervous about it. It's happening right before our eyes. That if these parents and these 2026 recruits and 2027 recruits, if they didn't believe in what we were building out here, they would not, trust me, they would not be sticking around the way they are. And that's one thing that really stood out to me with this, with the way this Trojan team is developing, is that it's the relationships that have been built. The Bowmans and the Bowdens. I mean, the Bowdens and the Bowman family, and Tui and his relationship with the coaching staff, and it's these bonds are being formed. You see dog work, the VIP of dog work right there, Mr. Aaron Donald on the sidelines, always helping out, always doing what he can to help the program out. And that stuff means a lot, man. I love seeing this. I really do. I really do. And I read about the Riley taking some heat for the some of these coaches or reporters. I don't know what it was. They basically stated that it was Bush League of Riley to be able to switch jerseys like on that. It was very deceitful. And the first thing I thought about, man, if Ryan Day would have done that, or Signetti or someone, they'd be hailed as a genius. They'd be hailed as Oh my God, look at how creative this guy is. And we are very lucky and very fortunate, folks, to have the best play caller in all of college football. When he dials it up, he dials it up. And he made a commitment to the run that we just can't deny anymore. You look at King Miller and for one thing I try to make very clear to people is the injuries that we've had. We've been decimated with injuries. That would have killed a lot of programs. And we just continued to slide guys in, man, into the offensive line. We lose the best running back tandem in all of college football, and somehow we're still doing this. It's just a testament to what the coaches have done and the way they're coaching these players up and getting them prepared. And that's why we're 7-2. And that's why we have a chance to make this little run. And like I said, why not us? I know the guys before us, they're already making claims that I was going to just destroy us and we're not going to get off the field, because this running game's going to they're going to kill us. And I, I just, I don't think Iowa's the same team on the road. They have one of the worst great running team. I don't say great, but they're solid. Offensive lines are always solid. But you know what? We've been there, done that. Yesterday, we faced one of the best offensive lines in all of college football, and we took it on the chin, wiped that little bit of blood off, and we got back in. Made some adjustments, and we came here. Obviously, said it better. It took us a little bit to really snap out of it. Man, it caught us off guard. And just to be able to admit that and for them to come back and not be afraid of it and to be able to come back and impose their will on Northwestern and those veterans. That was a proud moment, man. That was like a proud papa moment for me. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And I'm going to continue to enjoy this ride we're on, guys. Let's do it, man. Let's keep doing, man. I love to see the Coliseum filled with fans and I it it would have been virtually empty a couple years ago. And to see people turning out and really doing their part is that's what what's all about. And I'm excited about it. Let's go ahead and finish the season off strong, man. We got Iowa coming up next. Obviously, we'll give a good breakdown to that. I know Preston and I will, and I'll do a really solid breakdown next week that I got on Iowa. And like I said, there's no doubt about it. Everybody says, "Well, how are we going to keep up with this or this or this?" How's Iowa going to keep up with us? That's what I want to know. Oregon. I'll tell you, people. Well, how are you going to keep up with Oregon? If there's one team in the country, and we should know this better than anybody, that can keep up with the Oregon Ducks, going toe to toe with touchdowns, it's the USC Trojans, guys. You know this. I know this. A little baby in the hospital knows this. My grandmother knows this. The whole world knows that. When we're on and we're balanced, we're on. And and so, like I said, why not us? I'm ready. I'm ready for this 10-2 finish. I hope we can pull this off. I've never wanted something so bad in my life than to see this team succeed and to reach that 10-2 marker, just to be able to have that and to be able to show all the naysayers and everyone who doubted them that we can become the 10-2 team. That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see. Hopefully it happens. And if it does, hey, whatever happens, happens. This is my team, our team. And fight on, guys. Be safe. God bless. Make sure to hit subscribe and let people know, to tune in to Calling the Shots podcast with Paulie Walnuts. And you can find all my social media platforms on there as well. But it's just been it's been fun, man. It's fun. I had a great time. I love talking about it. I love getting back on going live with Preston. That was a lot of fun this morning, and we're gonna continue doing that. I got some things planned for this show as well. We're gonna start doing the hour, the call, the live type comment type show, where people are gonna leave it open for people. So these relations, I want to start building relationships with you guys out there. Get to know you guys and chop it up with some Trojan talk. But that's like I said. The moral of the story was to finish off the 78 Trojans is there's nothing wrong with going through growing pains and struggling a bit from game to game. And but in the long run, it's going to pay off for us in every way. There's no doubt about that. And you can take that to the bank. That by the time Stewart's what, a junior? Are you serious? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, it's scary. It is scary. Daryl Russell scary. My God. And with one of these young pass rushers that are coming through, I mean, it's like McGinnis scary, dude. That these guys gonna have this experience and being able to be these grizzled vets at such a young age. I can't wait, man. Anyway, fight on, brothers, and take care and be safe out there.